Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Ghostwire Tokyo, running on PlayStation 5. Okay, sort of feels like we're getting close to the end. Thankfully we already did all those missions that we wouldn't be able to go back to.
Alright, let's roll. Let's. Hit the switch! Hey, don't stop! White's not gonna last!
Uh-oh, ruined her bike.
There! Got it! We get him? Show's not over. Hurry!
Chapter 5, Severance.
We've come this far. We're not leaving empty-handed.
Damn right. I'm taking back Mari.
Wait, where am I?
Is that?
Oh hey, it's me. Or Rinko. Well, we look a lot alike for some reason.
This is where I died. Full of regret. But thanks to you two, I can put that behind me now.
You taking off?
I have to. Got nothing left keeping me here. Sorry I couldn't stick around. Till the end.
Well, she has some long ass legs. Look at her.
It's alright.
I can't quite bring myself to believe in the afterlife. Even though I'm like this. After all, if it were real, people would be happy to embrace death. Live. Embrace your life.
What's with the shoes where the toes are
Let's
exposed?
go, partner.
It was all my fault. I'm so sorry, everyone.
So Erika was what was keeping Rinko chained to this world. And now that things are settled, she had to move on.
Is that gonna happen to you too?
Probably.
So serious for...
Didn't you say he was trying to bring his family back?
You heard him before. As far as he's concerned, bodies are just wrappers for the soul. Pawns for him to use.
There's no way we can avoid fighting her?
No. Anyone in our way goes down. No exceptions.
Oh, well, hello.
Let's do this! Must be a memory of her and her husband.
I'll be here to pick up the slack. Please don't worry about a thing.
Is she herself?
So wrong.
Yeah, I'm with you. If we don't fight, can't go.
That was a real cool monster. Freaky.
What the hell is this guy's endgame?
You got me. Can't say I feel sorry for her, but I'll put her out of her misery. I'm not going anywhere until we take that bastard down. No way I'm checking out before that.
You just want to protect your family, don't you? You're a good father.
I try. Once we head in, there's no turning back. Make sure you're prepared. I
Yeah.
think you're good to pick up some new skills now.
I mean, I'm out of ammo.
I feel like I could take on the world.
Let's see, the Hayaki Yako, a report written by KK regarding the sudden deaths connected to unseasonal snowfall. Acquiring this will grant you additional spirit skill points. We had a long string of rainy, foggy days. Everybody was sick of it. All of our plans were running further and further behind. And in the middle of all that, we started hearing rumors about snow falling. It wasn't remotely the right time of the year for that, but apparently the snow was hitting one place after another, and every time it did, there'd be reports of sudden deaths happening in the vicinity. We thought the guy we'd been hunting might have something to do with it, so we decided to sniff around. In the course of our investigation, Rinko figured out a way to trace the route that the snowfall was taking. She got a sharp mind for that kind of stuff. You can always count on her for it. Anyway, we took advantage of that, and I staked out the next spot the snow was projected to fall. Next thing I knew, I was facing a horde of raging monsters led by one wearing a shiramuku, one of those bridal kimonos. I tried fighting the big one, but that turned out not to be one of my better ideas. The thing hit me back hard, and for a minute I was sure I was a goner. A hit like that would have killed someone without the affinity for sure. Silver lining, I knew the culprit behind all the deaths now. I decided to make a break for it for the time being. Rinko explained that what I had run into was a procession of yokai called the Hyaki Yako. You grow up hearing fairy tales about that kind of thing? Sure, but seeing one for real? Sign of the times, I guess. Makes me sick to think that the world's come to all this madness. Still, even though I didn't manage to take the things out, we at least gained some useful intel from the whole ordeal. Rinko figured out that the Hyaki Yako seems to appear primarily within a certain area, with Tokyo Tower at its center. That guy is just enough of an ass to pick a place like that for this kind of thing. Sooner we put him down, the better. Childish Emma placard. I hoped I learned my multiplication tables. Okay, was that his kid? I need ammo. Where do I get ammo? gonna need more than that. I'm telling you, all this black fog settling in is bad for business. But enough of my growling. What'll it be for Mew? Okay, I'm all maxed out. I guess we're doing this.
All right, let's go.
Did everyone here vanish too?
Our guy's gotta be lurking somewhere. Let's head up.
Gather, that you may find salvation. Gather, that you may not fear loss. Gather, that you may not tremble under death. Gather, that you may have dignity. Gather, that you may know joy. Gather, gather, gather unto me. Be at my side, that I might be the...
Akito, help me. Hurry.
Huh?
Why won't you help me?
Mari, what are you saying?
Akito! You never even think about me at all, do you?
Well,
Only ever worry about yourself. You're just afraid I'll die because of you, aren't you?
What's wrong?
I heard this voice. It sounded like Mari.
They're probably trying to mess with your head. Hey, now what? Akito. Akito! Let's go!
Mari, is that really how you feel?
Don't let it rattle you. That's what the enemy wants.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Snap out of it, Akito!
is it really like this in Tokyo Tower? Oh, it's pretty interesting. I mean, essentially it's a big mall. Or it looks like a big mall.
Hey, you said I was a good dad earlier. Truth is, I'm not even close. I figured if I threw myself into my work, that'd be enough to protect my family. I barely ever even showed my face at home. It was like we were total strangers. Lately, when I'd bring home a toy for my son, he wasn't even interested. Didn't care about those supercars anymore either.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna run from this fight. I'm gonna protect them, no matter what.
Mari!
So that puppet failed to even buy me some time.
You asshole!
The death of the body is a natural phenomenon. And in liberating our souls from their corporeal shells, we are returned to our true forms.
Believe whatever horseshit you want, man. But are you dragging innocent people You crossed a line!
People always decry the truth when forced to face it. However, soon you too will come to understand how meaningless these earthly vessels truly are.
Keep your hands off her!
I have all the souls that I require. I will use them to shatter the barrier between life and death. Your sister will be the final piece. A foundation for a new age. You should be proud.
Away from her!
The fall of the barrier will presage the rebirth of the world. And then I shall create a new paradise, though modest it will be. A place where the souls of my wife and daughter will shine for all eternity.
How you will!
I've just come upon a wonderful idea. I shall create a paradise for this girl as well. Such a willful spirit as hers is a rarity indeed. Perhaps she will even lead this new world. A new Mary for a new age. No, a new Eve.
Enough of your delusional bullshit! You're out of your mind!
Am I now? Have you asked her? Why are you so certain that her spirit wishes to return to this shell? Can you imagine what your sister endures beneath these bandages? Remaining tethered to this body will only prolong her agony.
You don't know that.
Hey! Don't listen to this bullshit! Kill him now, or the world is done for! Akito! Get it together!
The time is nigh. The world rests on the precipice of transformation. A new age will dawn!
Cool. Better get in there, Akito.
Not much longer now. Soon, my dream will be made manifest.
Vera.
Get up! Follow him!
Mari, what do you want?
Don't let him rattle you! Up! Now! Get up or I'll ditch you for good! Is that really all you got, Akito? I can do this myself. I'll kick my own ass. Akito, you just don't get in the way. So you're scared, right? Of how she might feel. Of finding out that maybe you did all this for nothing. You're afraid to hear the truth.
What do you know?
Nothing. I never even knew what my own family was thinking. That's why you need to go find out for yourself.
KK.
I'm not stopping now. Are you with me?
I am. Let's go. I gotta ask her myself. Can't die yet.
Go, baby. That should feel better. Poor tummy ache.
Everything to me. There's nobody that fights harder. Does anyone ever see that? No! Not even my family.
Down to him. He does even ask me. Can't believe it's come to this. But it's different now. I got you.
Yeah, you do.
Fighting for? I don't know. I've lost everything. All of it.
That's more reason to keep going. Can't just die. Nothing to show. That's right. For all of this, Akito, don't you end up like me.
KK! Here. Give me a hand.
Scared me there.
Tell me about it.
I got this. Knew I lived fast, but I never thought I'd be offing myself.
KK.
Let's move. Time for a jaunt into the abyss.
Right. Let's go.
Chapter 6, Binding.
sure is bleak. I guess it'd be stranger if it weren't, though.
Do you hear that?
Sounds like water.
The hospital.
We'll do another checkup in 6 months. Then we can see how the two of you are holding up.
Someone's memories? But whose?
Oh, am I dead? I mean, was I dead for a long time?
Looks like it's a girl. You are gonna be a big brother soon.
Yeah, those are my memories.
What a great artist you are, Mari.
You're such a good girl, cleaning up after yourself like that.
Are these my memories?
No, why is it extra dark in here?
You just tell me if you have any trouble at school, okay?
Okay.
What's this?
The elementary school we went to.
Oh, did I cause her accident?
Akito, I'm coming too.
No, I'm going out with my friends. You just walk home by yourself.
My memories and Mari's.
Hey, isn't that your sister over there?
Yeah, so?
You should call her over.
Nah, we've got nothing to talk about.
Okay.
You're seriously overthinking this.
I am not. This is for Mom and Dad's anniversary. Something matching would be nice, don't you think?
It all feels so long ago now. Mom said not to worry about things at home. You should just do what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, great music.
Mom's just a little tired, right?
Of course she is. Don't be so negative all the time. That yukata.
Yeah, it's Mom's. I'm glad the weather cleared up.
Yeah, it's our first festival in a while.
Why? Don't look away, Akito.
Mom's gonna be okay, right? I don't want her to go away. Why does everyone go away? Akito, where are you? Akito, I'm at the hospital. You need to get here now. I guess Mom and Dad are finally back together.
Yeah. This will be a new beginning for us.
Yeah, you're right. How many more new beginnings do we need to have? This isn't even a beginning. We're just falling further down.
How far do these steps go?
Don't be scared. You'll be okay.
How much farther can we go?
Well, it's incredibly well done. I mean, you're getting a lot of emotional... I mean, this is where all the emotion of the game is.
Sometimes I wish we could just hit the bottom and get it over with. At least then, we could be with Mom and Dad again.
Stop it.
Don't turn away, Akito. You wanted to hear how she felt.
Why is it just in the fall. I might as well jump.
Akio.
I'm all right. I just need to find Mari.
That's right. You have to protect her.
Yeah, I'm done running.
Where are we in Tokyo? Well, where is this place?
This must lead somewhere. This is it.
Yeah. He's in there. And so is your sister. You ready?
Uh-oh, we're gonna go through the gauntlet. We're gonna fight like every enemy and every boss. Hard to say what Mikami does to people. Sometimes he does that in his games. Alright, you old pervert.
Such a shame it is. Neither of you can appreciate the wonders of the journey that awaits your loved ones.
I came here to talk to Mari. You're not stopping me.
Oh, and how will you do this? She has words to speak no longer.
Stop it!
I mean, that is what I expect.
The gate to the underworld has opened. And now, for the final step. Let time's flow cease.
I was like, huh? Did that work? What did I say the words wrong?
What is happening? doing this? No! The ceremony cannot be stopped!
Oh, is it not going to give you the satisfaction of zapping him? Ah, that can't be right. God, sometimes it's so real looking. It's amazing amazing how far graphics have come.
Mori.
Akito, thank you for coming for me.
I'm sorry. I wanted to apologize.
I know you have. It's what kept me here. It wasn't your fault. I went back for this. It's our only memento of Mom and Dad. I couldn't just leave it behind.
Mori.
Big brother. Live. I'm so glad I could finally tell you.
Wow, is that really the end? I was about to say, there's one more boss to fight. No, well, looks like his wife and daughter aren't too happy with him.
I have succeeded. I was not mistaken. The two realms connected at last. When the souls of humanity are freed from their mortal prisons, they shall be made pure. I shall finally be made one with my family again. We will exist in eternal paradise. Unshackled from loss and sorrow!
Boy, what's he gonna look like?
Time to put an end to this, Akito.
Yeah. This is the end of the line.
Oh, interesting. shield there? I don't know what I'm doing there.
Nothing from parties. None can comprehend death. We can but unite.
Lost of shit. Merging with them has totally destroyed his mind. Beyond pathetic.
I want to be your salvation. Oh, become one.
Sorry to disappoint. This body's already free. No, it's actually not that bad. It's all about learning to live together. Right, partner?
Right. You monster! You're just too far gone to see it!
Don't want to die.
The souls were trapped in here.
Trapped? Does that mean...
It does. They were only separated from their bodies. They should go back to normal now.
Everyone. Except Mari.
Oh, hey, Mom, Dad. You won't ever believe what happened. I know I was supposed to take care of her, but,
Dad. Mom.
Well, I can explain.
Died on December 10th. And Mom, on June 9th. I didn't forget. Of course, I could never forget. Never. I won't keep pretending it doesn't hurt. I'm gonna live. Even if it means feeling weak. See you later. Next time we meet, I'll have lived a good, full life. Okay?
So you finally learned how to open up to your family, huh?
And here I thought you'd learn to be quiet.
I gotta ask you for one last thing.
Yeah?
Talk to my wife and my boy. Tell them I never gave up. Not for a moment.
I will. I promise.
Hey, sorry to dump that on you. I'd do it myself if I could, but I'm getting a little tired.
KK.
Don't get yourself possessed again, Akito. Most wraiths aren't half as charming as I am.
Yeah, you're a real charmer. Can't get you out of my head. You ought to be grateful. Thank you. Rest in peace, KK.
Boy, that was really good. Let's see, thoughts. Yeah, this is probably not a really what I would have expected from Tango. It's definitely different, and I think you know, the more you think about the game, then the more you appreciate it. The combat is unfortunately a little one note, at least on the normal difficulty. My understanding is that the harder difficulties actually make you mix up things a lot more and sort of force you to learn the strengths and weaknesses. But under the normal difficulty, it does feel a little shallow. But that's because the enemies themselves are a little bit more. Well, they're weaker to your normal attacks, and again, they don't force you to examine all the systems 100%. But I'm satisfied with the game as it is. I'm actually surprised that people, or that some of the early reviews came back, middling, sometimes negative. I don't really see that. I think the game is presented, really, really well. It's got a good plot and good characters. All the little side missions are like little bits of humanity that are, mostly thought-provoking. I think, little bits of emotion, not out to try to, get you with like cheap emotional cues, but things that, feeling more natural, I guess I should say. That the emotional notes that do hit. They aren't trying to bludgeon you over the head like say The Last of Us 2, where things are like they're so obvious that they feel infantile. Whereas this feels like a game made for mature adults and how they look at the world. So I would think that somebody that is a little bit younger maybe doesn't appreciate this as much. At least as far as the story is concerned and the characters. I think there's a lot of good. Intentions and layers in this, so that I would want to play it again. Of course, the graphics are amazing. There are a number of different modes in there, probably more modes than you're used to seeing on a AAA title. This was the first time that Tango's worked with Unreal Engine, going over from id Tech, like the previous games. I'm not sure why they went that route, but the results do show. It can look incredibly good at 30 frames. Or you can, like me, try to bring it up to 120 frames. A little bit less detail, but much smoother animation, or much smoother flow, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the options available. Again, if you look at other AAA titles, the Elden Rings and the and the Horizons of the world, they don't offer as much flexibility in the engine and things that you can choose as this game. I don't know if the open world format really serviced the game that well, but it never really got in the way. And if you just kept the, if you just decided to like walk around the game map and just enjoy it without trying to pinpoint every single quest that you're looking for, then you could enjoy it, as a very large adventure. But you also have the option of keeping all the points on the map and going after 100% completion. So you have the option of both, and it's nice. It's nice to have the option to say, well, let's filter nothing, and leave everything on the map, or just filter the things that we're looking for, the 2 or 3 things here. There are lots of things, the Jesus statues and a lot of the yokai that would take some work, to get all the way through, and the map doesn't necessarily reveal it. So there's a ton of replayability, I think, and now that we played through it on, what was it, easy or normal? I can't remember what we picked. But I think for players jumping into it, they might be happier with the harder difficulty, which I know sounds strange, especially coming from me, who I don't really like hard games that much. But I think here it makes a lot of sense to give you a little bit more struggle, so that you don't feel that the combat is too mundane. But if you're like me and you enjoy more story and more characters and more plot, then you can just have okay combat, and I think that's perfectly fine. Like I said, you can tell that this is not made for the the younger adrenaline junkies that maybe previous Tango Works games were made for. This is much more thought-provoking. And much more subtle, and I do appreciate it. I do appreciate that kind of storytelling. The art and the sound, I think top-notch stuff. I think very few people can compete with Tango Works in providing like a real world that looks lived in and that people are a part of. And that goes the same for even their evil within games, where it felt like a tangible world, even though it was a crazy one. Yeah, I really look forward to seeing what TangoWorks does next. TangoWorks and Platinum are two of my favorite development houses. And I kind of wish them all the best of luck on all their endeavors. Outside of Nintendo and sometimes From Software. Maybe not the last game they made, but sometimes I really love them too. I wish. We did take our time with it, so we didn't rush through it. Obviously, this is a longer playthrough than you would see with some other streamers out there. But I just really wanted to make sure that we got most of everything. I'm really not 100%er, but I could see myself going back and doing all the yokai hunts and getting all the, well, not to get trophies, but doing all the acts that would get me a trophy, right? For me, I could care less about the trophies and how they're attached to your user. Not like I'm going around bragging about them or comparing them with other people. I mean, that's sort of silliness for me, being as old as I am. I hope you enjoyed it as far as this long form review, and I do consider these long form reviews and not Let's Plays. And overall, my thoughts of this game are very positive. I don't think it's Mikami's very best work, but it's still high up there. Even his worst work is something that you'll enjoy a lot, which says a lot about him as a producer. It's a very, very difficult thing to do, to be this consistent and provide this much entertainment for so many years. You have a lot of other game creators that don't meet those standards. And I thought the voice acting was it's sufficient for the English one. I'm sure it's better in Japanese, as the voice acting industry there is a little bit more mature. Here voice actors are primarily hired for younger targeted products. So more for the Disneys and the Nickelodeons. It's where a good pool of the experience lies, and so you can hear it in the way a lot of voice actors present themselves in games and in the direction that they're given. Sometimes it still comes off as a little infantile, but here I think people were trying to give us a more mature stories with these more mature characters. Still sounded a little Disney-esque here and there, but overall I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm glad we played it in English. It was nice to hear it. Mikami's doing the piano, okay. And Beethoven, nonetheless. I hope this ends up being successful. Maybe it won't, be able to compete with the, the Call of Duties and the, now the Elden Rings, I suppose. But I hope people are willing to give it a chance because it is really, really good. Even though initial reviews, I think. Because people are so, they're so forced to play a game so quickly that they don't have a chance to really, kind of soak it up and play through at a nice casual pace like you would normally do if you were playing a game. And I think if you play a game like that, or a game like this, not necessarily checking everything off the list and just, kind of wandering around and, absorbing missions as they come, I think it elevates the game much more than if you're rushing through it. My top suggestions for this game to get the most enjoyment is to go for a difficulty harder than normal, and don't refer to the map quite so much. Just wander around and have a good time and enjoy the sights, because it's beautiful. And if you've been to Shibuya, you've been to the Shibuya district, it's a constantly changing area. So this is sort of a small snapshot of when the development team built the city out. But it's obviously super interesting. The architecture's certainly much different than what you'd find in the States. With the multiple levels. The low tier, the mid tier, the high tier. Not just tall skyscrapers, and small single level homes. It's a mix of everything with different times, different periods of culture woven all together, and I think that's what makes it so super interesting. And certainly, if you're more inclined to enjoy a lot of the products from Japan, the manga and the anime and the music, I think you'll get even more enjoyment out of this, to see so much detail poured into the city and to learn all about all the yokai and a lot of the culture through the game. I think, again, if you're that kind of person, you're going to like this even more. I'm not that deep into it, but I did like the attention to detail. I did like the fact that it's a virtual encyclopedia. You find something and you learn a big blurb about it, and maybe you're going to research that on your own and learn even more about it than the game presents. And I think if a game can do that, provide you with interesting things to pick up and learn about, then it's succeeding in even more levels. Whereas if you play something, if you play a lot of entertainment out, it does feel disposable. Even though it may be big, maybe you're playing something like a Far Cry or an Assassin's Creed with a huge worlds with tons of stuff to do, tons of markers. But at the end of the day, you don't care about anything. You played it maybe, and then if you were incredibly diligent, you finished everything and did all the side quests that you wanted. But at least for me, I tend to forget anything that happened in those games whenever I play them. And this, I think, I'm going to remember quite a bit because it's so, the visuals are so vivid, and the music is so well done. Especially, as they're throwing things together in the end and telling that final piece of Akito's story. I think that was really moving. It's difficult to do that level of drama in an action game, and kind of risky, because people aren't necessarily wanting that slower paced feeling as you approach the climax of the story. But I think it was a great decision. I think it was done well and tasteful. If you've lost a loved one and you feel you have a lot of regrets, or you don't feel you have a lot of regrets, I think this also weighs heavier on you as well, depending on your life experience, which is why I think this is made for an older audience, and not like the other games which were targeting for teens and early to mid 20s. I think this is looking for an audience older than that. So and for me, since I'm falling in that category, certainly much older than that, I find this incredibly satisfying. Pick it up, certainly, if you have a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation 4. I can easily recommend this game, just with the caveats that I mentioned earlier. And I think you'll get a lot of enjoyment as long as you're not trying to speed run your way through the game. I think there's a lot you can soak in and be happy with. Certainly kudos to Tangoworks for bringing out another excellent product. I think so far they've really hit all the nerves that they wanted to. We had an extension of Resident Evil 4 with The Evil Within 1, and then we got a bigger expanded world with kind of hints of the open world with Evil Within 2. This game is certainly high on the list of achievements for them. Both in the the crafting of a really solid story, much like Evil Within 2 as well, and giving you more emotion than just the high five adrenaline junkie that most video games aim for. But done in a way that's tasteful, which again, tasteful and more subtle. If I think of all the games that were released this year, so far, and it's only May, right? It's only the middle of May, but this has been the most impactful and something that I'll think about. Horizon Forbidden West was also really good. I don't want to take anything away from that game, but I think all the events in that one sort of blur in my mind. Even though it's an excellent product. I feel like I want to play this game, right now, and start it again. But we'll take a break from it. I know people aren't gonna, want to see another playthrough right away. Let's give it a chance for other people to experience it as well, and maybe towards the end of the year we'll give it another shot on the hardest difficulty we can. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to succeed. I'm not the hardcore gamer that I used to be. For me, I think a great journey and a great story with great characters is enough to keep me happy. Which is why you've seen a lot of visual novels and JRPGs on my channel recently. Because I think those are becoming more satisfying to me as I'm getting older, and my reflexes are starting to suck more and more. It is what it is, unfortunately. I don't know. I walk away with a good feeling, which is not something I can always say when we're playing a game. A lot of games kind of disappoint you at the last part of the the latter part of the game. I mean, if you think about your Resident Evil 5s and 6s, those always deflated at the end, and it really wasn't until Resident Evil 7 and 8, especially 8, which had such a hard-hitting ending, that I think people or developers are starting to understand the medium of storytelling more. Before it everything always felt like an adaptation of a manga, just big and bold, and at the same time kind of empty. But yeah, now I think the storytelling has become better, and if Tango can do this, if they can make something so heartfelt in what is traditionally just an action game, that certainly bodes well for other developers to take notice, and rethink how they tell their story, so that it isn't just one-dimensional. I mean, probably not anything coming out of Activision, right? I mean, all they do is make Call of Duty, so probably not going to get them to be more subtle. But I think the mid, the smaller to mid tier developers, we're seeing a lot of that more emotional resonance, and I only hope that it kind of boils up from the small time developer to the large time developer. I don't know if Tankerworks is considered a large development team. I mean, they have a lot of people working for them, but there's certainly no Sony Studios, right? There are no Sony Santa Monica as far as the level of people that work for them and making their games. So. But maybe that's not necessary. Maybe you can get a really good experience that's not just another pixel adventure, and still enjoy it with a larger budget. I think this game proves that. Oh, do we get an end scene? Yeah, sure. Gotta have a zinger at the end, right? Or is it just music? It's just the sound of the city that's alive again. We can skip something. Is there something here? Well, anyway, this is audap, and you have been watching Ghostwire Tokyo. We made it all the way to the end, and I will say that, yeah, please pick it up. It's worth your time. My Tsukumo Kufada transformed into transmission beads. The item will be in inventory when you either start a new game or load a completed save file. Oh. I don't even know what that means. We got some music tracks. Awesome. Outfits, emotes, camera filters, and music tracks will carry over when starting a new game, excluding certain items. I'm sure key story items. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you at the next stream.